I'm Jeff Wilson, and welcome to this special episode of Forte. Today on the episode, we have fighter, father, husband, artist, Ragnar Vallon on. Ragnar is done a lot of Muay Thai fights in the past, but he's also known in a lot of fight circles as someone who is able to create fight songs for walkouts when fighters get out there. And man, I'm super excited to have you on the show. Thanks so much for joining. How are you?
Good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'll state just for anyone who might see this, you know how people love to pick things apart. I'm an ex-fighter, and I did not fight professional. I was not a pro fighter, so I don't want to say I'm front and I'm trying to pretend of something I'm not or I wasn't. But yeah, definitely husband, father, musician, and Muay Thai enthusiast all the way around. I appreciate you having me. And thanks for taking an interest in kind of the songs I do and the little lane I've carved out for myself musically and connected with the fight world. So I appreciate you having me.
We appreciate you taking the time to be on. And we created this show a while back to try and connect fans with their fighters more through the music. And the musicians are connecting with the fans and the fighters in building this community. I know there are a number of fighters out there that are like, I want to be unique. I want to be individual. I want to make my own. I want my expression of my fighting style to be that. And if I could ever have my own walkout song made, man, I got some ideas about it. Talk to me about sort of how you got into making walkout songs.
All right. I mean, I'm 36. I've been doing music. I've been rapping since I was 12 years old. So long time. Did the regular music pursuit, traveled the world. You know, anybody who doesn't know, I have that real 90s big pun, big L kind of, if you don't know underground, I have old school Eminem style of hard hitting punchline lyrics. And I did that for a long time. And I mean, it's a rough go. I've had failed record contracts and shitty sponsors. And I hit a point where I got tired of it. And I was out teaching Muay Thai in Alberta, in Drayton Valley, Alberta. I was running a Muay Thai program and just got away from music. I decided I didn't want to do it for a while. I just wanted to see who I was without that in my life. And if you're truly meant to do something, it will find its way back to you. If you're meant to do it and it's a destiny thing, it's going to find you again. So I took about 6-7 months off. And I got in touch with a fighter named Kevin Ross. Kevin the Soul Assassin Ross is one of my favorite Muay Thai fighters. If you haven't seen his fight with Sanchai, you need to watch that. Absolutely legendary fight. I connected with him. And like I said, I wasn't even making music at the time. And I asked him, I said, hey, can I make you a song? And he said, yeah, of course, man. So I made him a song just about him. It wasn't a walkout. I mean, it could have been, but I didn't make it for that purpose. And he loved it. And he was like, man, this is amazing. Thank you so much. And so I started talking with him. And I thought, well, all right, cool. I wrote this one song about him. If anybody who might be familiar with Kevin, he has a really inspiring life story. He started training very late in life and became who he is and became a world champion, coming off of alcohol and drugs and pretty much being, you know, on the other side of the fence, you know. So it's a very inspiring story. And I thought, you know what, like, it would be really cool to like write this guy's whole life story into an album. And just make kind of an audio biography about his life and his, you know, progression into becoming this legendary Muay Thai fighter, an inspirational human being. And I asked him about it, and he was like, "That's an awesome idea. Let's do it." And then the gears just started turning, man. And I hit up a dude I met in Thailand a while back when I was out there training, named Toby Smith. He's a very well-known Australian fighter, 4-time world champion, smashed out John Wayne Parr, broke his orbital bone. And I hit him up and I said, hey man, like, how'd you feel about me doing like a walkout song for you? Just a custom one. And I made it real. He said, yeah, it's dope. And I made it. Here's the shirt he sent me. This is Toby right here.
Cool, man.
Big ups to Toby Smith, man. Appreciate him. He really put me on with that walkout song. So I did it and I put it out, and I'll be honest, man, no one's done this. No one's been a walkout musician. So kind of the first of my kind. And I thought, all right, I'm going to release this walkout song, and, you know, maybe a few people will like it. Maybe I'll get a few hundred views or a few hundred, whatever, and I'd be happy with that. I was just doing it to do it. And, man, it blew up in Australia. Western Australia just blew up. And all these people start messaging me saying, who are you, man? Like, that's so sick. That song's so dope. Like, why aren't you making walkout songs for everyone? And then the light bulb went off. And I was like, why aren't I making walkout songs for everybody? So I had a few people inspiring me in my corner, and they're like, just message everybody. Yeah. And that's what I did. I messaged all my heroes. I messaged Liam Harrison. I messaged Dennis Purick, Scott McKenzie, Victor Nagbay. The list goes on and on and on. And then people started hitting me up to do them, and it just quickly snowballed and became what I was doing. And within 18 months, I'd done almost 30 walkouts. For some of the best guys in the world, a lot of one championship guys. They've spoke about me on different, Joe Rogan, they talked about me. They didn't say my name. They were just talking about all the guys on one championship who were walking out to custom songs. And I was like, that's me. But anyway, I just started doing it. And it's this thing that's never been done before. So I was like, you know what? You and I were talking earlier about how hard it is to be an individual and to be unique in fighting, and it's the same with music. I mean, it's very hard to find something that hasn't been done, that isn't a gimmick, that isn't very forced and contrived, and to find this lane that's perfect for me with my style of music. And you know, obviously a lot of real legendary guys took to it. I was like, shit, man, I found this way to do something no one else has done before. I'm taking hip-hop, fighting, my two favorite things, my biggest passions in life, and meshing them together, and it's just been a whirlwind since. And now I'm here.
Man. It's so cool, man. I'm so happy that's rolling the way it is, and we adore and get obsessed about innovative ideas. And when people find a great niche like you have for yourself, and you know a lot of these fighters fairly well. But talk to me about how you mesh music with the fight walkout and the personality of the fighter.
I mean, my ability to do it came fairly naturally because my music is aggressive in itself already. So like I said, very big punchline, big L kind of stuff. So it was very aggressive and angry already. And then to mesh it with fighters, with them, I would ask them questions. So, I mean, it's not about asking my secret. I want to know about them. What do you want to hear? What do you want me to say? What's your favorite technique? What's your best fight? What's your favorite moment? What's your biggest regret? Like, I ask them personal questions and flip them into the lyrics and do my own research and find out my own things about them. And I think that's what I love the most about it was the reaction I would get from these guys, because it's not only just a custom walkout song, but what I would hear from them is, man, you made this song so me. How did you make this so me? And I don't have a secret to that other than me caring enough to want to find the information, you know? So I could write punchlines and go, I'll elbow you in the face and kick you in the ribs. But I didn't want to just, that's great, and I have those lines, but it's finding those pieces of their career, doing some backstory, finding out how they got to where they got to, you know, what are some of their greatest accomplishments, and applying those into the lyrics. And when I hear these guys' reactions, and it's like making music for so many years where I'm looking for fans. I'm making music for the fans to go, oh, that's dope. But with this, I'm making this song for this one person. I'm just making it for them to say, this is so dope. And to make a song that will obviously mean something to them for a really long time. It's their own personal song, which is something, again, I'd say comes with one of the perks of the innovation of doing something that's never been done before is being able to be the guy who kind of merge these two things together and is able to give these fighters something that they hadn't had before, you know, like to walk out to this amped up music with your name in it, saying all the things you're going to do to your opponent. Yeah, man. It's awesome. Yeah. Except when they lose. That's the worst.
Let me ask you this question, and it's okay to say no to this, but let me ask you this question. You've done quite a few walkout songs now for very good fighters. What was the first one, the name, and then who you did it for? And I know, because I remember looking at my first interview, and it like in a dark room, and I got glasses and a hilarious jacket, and I look ridiculous. So I want to see the growth. And then what's your favorite? And I don't mean to see you mess up with all your clay. You don't have to say favorite, but the one that is the most technically complex, or the one that you're most proud of because of the way you had to write it. So what was the first one? And then what's the one that your favorite one?
First one I did, I mean, now there's layers to the question, because when I was doing my music thing before, like I said, I meshed music and hip hop, or fighting and hip hop together, but I don't think I said it in the interview. We said it in the pre-interview. So before Ragnar Vallon, I mean, I've been doing Muay Thai for almost 11 years. So in my music, I naturally put the things together in my old music career. Before Ragnar, when I was just making rap music and doing my rap thing, traveling the world. So I did a couple walkout songs back then, but it wasn't Walkout specific. I wasn't trying to be a Walkout guy. I just, you know, the first one I did was Robert White Dragon Thomas, just before he got signed to Glory. And then I did Dennis Purick's first Walkout song when he started fighting with Kunlun in China. Robert Thomas was called White Dragon of War, and Dennis Purick's was called Watch It Freaks. That's his saying, "Watch it, freaks." Because my homie Dennis Purick, one of my longest standing home friends, like 17 years now, I think we're at, 18 years maybe. But those were under the old name, and I was just doing them. There was no reason or rhyme or reason. But the first one I did as Ragnar Vallon, when they kind of snowballed everything, was Toby Smith's right here. And I don't know, man. I'll be honest, like, it's probably up there in my favorites itself, just because I wrote it with no expectations. All the other ones I had expectations for. This was the only one I wrote where I was just doing it. I wasn't going to try and be a walkout rapper. That wasn't my niche I was going for. I just wanted to do it to kind of still stay active with making some music. So I did it with the least expectations. And it was very well received. I'd say my favorite as far as growth, I've done 4 walkout songs for Liam Harrison. Liam Harrison was, before this, was my favorite fighter on earth. Like, just to go to a seminar with this dude would have been a big deal to me. And now we're friends and we speak on a very regular basis. But I've done 4 for him. He's a big Michael Jackson fan. Huge Michael Jackson fan. Don't insult Michael Jackson in front of Liam the Hitman Harrison. That's just no good. He wanted me to do a Billie Jean flip. He wanted me to flip that Billie Jean. So we flipped that, and it's real lyrical, and he lost his mind for it. He walked out to it at one championship. He walked out to it at Yokkao. He knocked out a bunch of guys to it. And so I think from the beginning to where I really felt I was like really making moves, or like not making moves, but progressing and growing and evolving as far as the level I was reaching and the fighters and my relationships with the guys I was making the songs for, that would probably be the one. And it was just called Billie Jean, Liam Harrison Walkout Edition. So yeah, that's the one.
It's fantastic, man. And I'm so excited. And I think that there's more and more opportunity, especially for somebody as creative and as talented as you are, man. If someone wants to get a hold of you and say, man, I've had these walkout songs, you know, let me commission you. I got some money to give you. How would they get a hold of you?
Here's the thing, man. So I've done everything I've done, everything I've accomplished was done through my Instagram page. I don't have a website. I don't have a manager. I didn't have anyone inserting themselves in situations for me. I did it all myself. And you'd reach me on my Instagram, Ragnar Vallon, Ragnar, and then Vallon is Vallon, and just at Ragnar Vallon at Instagram, you know. And I like I said, man, I've just been doing it off of an Instagram page, and I think that really gave me the confidence. I didn't have some big dog and pony show behind me to make it look like I'm just a guy on Instagram like, hey man, I'm a big fan, I'd love to do a walkout song for you, and that's how it happened. So Instagram, that's where to find me.
Love it so much, man. You're cutting out the middleman. You're taking control of the music as well as creating something on a one-on-one level for fighters. Ragnar Vallon, creator of over 30 walkout songs for fighters, former fighter, still training, father, husband, just an awesome guy. If anyone's out there that's like, you know what, it's time for me to really express my art through my music, get in contact with Ragnar Vallon at his Instagram page. Man, thanks so much for talking with us tonight, and I appreciate your skill, I appreciate your journey, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much, man. And just one more thing, Jeff. All those songs, they're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. So it's not some secret thing. You can just go on your digital music platform, whatever you use, and listen to it. It's all available for streaming. So I hope to hear from some people. I'm looking to break into some MMA outside of the Muay Thai and kickboxing. And thanks so much for having me, Jeff, and bridging this for me. I appreciate it. I had a great time.